Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Coming up on the program, the athletics trials, that's for the Olympics. We have champions here. Blessing Okagbare clocking a time of 10.63 seconds to win the 100 meters. Well, it could have been the fastest time, the second fastest time in the history, but then wind assisted, so it wasn't. So the result of that, she is the 100 meters champion, of course, running a time of 10.63 seconds. And also you have Enoch Adegoke, another athlete who also he has qualified for the Olympics after clocking a time of 10 seconds in the 100 meters. And also on a program, the Netherlands, for the first time since 2008, are in the knockout stage of the Euros. And also we have the NBA for you, where the Milwaukee Bucks had to take Game 6. So they're forcing Game 7. The Nets will have to do all they can to see if they can win Game 7. And this morning I'm starting with the NBA, where you have Giannis Antetokounmpo was just unplayable, and he did not make any three-point shot, but then he played to his strength, and he gave the Bucks a very, very aggressive kind of play, and they were able to beat the Nets. So starting up with that one, let's just see confirmation of the result of what went down between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets last night, or early hours of this morning, yes, and that game ended 89 and 104 in favor, of course, of the Bucks, 89-104, and the game is tied 3-3 in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. We know those who are favorites to win this is actually the Nets. But right now, for the Bucks to force Game 7, simply means this might just be a very, very difficult one for the Nets, especially on the day where you have James Harden still struggling with that injury he had. He wasn't really in the game. He started for like about 39 minutes, yes, he was there, but he was visibly hampered, lacking that firepower, finishing with just 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. And of course, he was guarded. It wasn't helped. His situation wasn't helped by where you have PJ Tucker and Drew Holiday ensuring that when it comes to steals, harassing Durant, those guys were there. I mean, the Nets were able to shoot about just 50% from the field, and 2 from 8 points beyond the arc. 2 from 8 points. 2 from 8. That's for Kevin Durant. That's beyond the arc. He just couldn't get much of the 3 pointers you could have expected him to get. So at the end of the day, he shot just 50% from the field, and then from the 3-point range, it was really poor because Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker were on him all through the game. Because the last time you heard Giannis actually talking about the fact that they will guard KD. They need to do that, and they did that. They were able to restrict him to just, well, how many points did they have at the end of the day? Not much. He couldn't get as much as 40 like he did the last time because these guys were just on him all through. Now, forcing that Game 7 in Eastern Conference semifinals, Chris Middleton top scored with NBA playoff career high, yes, of 38 points, including 5 from 8 3-pointers. And he also had 10 rebounds adding to that, 5 assists, and 5 steals. Talking about filling the stats, that's what he did on the night. Of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo produced a more aggressive display on the night inside the paint to stay alive in the playoffs. He did not put up any 3 points at all. He put about 30 points, 17 rebounds. That was a double-double for him. But then Giannis did not attempt 1 3-point shot. That's a clear change of strategy because of the criticism he faced from the shooting in the earlier series. So he decided to play according to his strengths this time around. As I mentioned earlier, James Harden was there for 39 minutes, but then it was restricted just 16 points. He's still recovering from that hamstring injury he picked up. For Kevin Durant, well, he had another busy day. He played for 40 minutes on 40 of the 48 minutes on the night. But at the end of the day, he could not just carry the second-seeded Nets into, the finals because while he had 32 points, 11 rebounds, following that monster performance he had on the last time, literally carrying the team on his shoulders. But this time, he couldn't do all that because Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker were on him all through the night. Let's take a look at, let's listen to Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo talking about this game.
And as you said, man, those moments, he loves those moments. He's going to make the right play. And we know that when he feels good, we got to give him the ball. I've said it in the past, and we just got to play through him, and we know he's going to make the right play. But yeah, he's never scared of those moments, and it's been amazing 8 years now having him next to me, because I know in games like this he's always ready. He's going to always give the best, everything he has. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun playing with him.
I don't think about any type of pressure at all. I mean, it's a basketball game. As simple as that. I mean, I know it's lose or you go home, but at the same time, it's just basketball. We got to have fun with it. And those moments are fun when, the game's on the line. I think, fans don't really see the real talking trash or, the real competitive spirit in open gyms during the summer times when games are close and guys got to get kicked out the court. But, that's a lot where it starts. That's all, I go to in my mind is just thinking about, summer workouts, summertime, having fun. But now it's just an official building with people watching.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, these guys led by 59-48 points at halftime. Giannis at that particular time having 18 points in the opening half of it, shooting just 8 of 9 from the field at that time already. And these guys had to hold them because they know that the Nets can come back anytime. But there was no comeback for them because they just had to hold on to be able to win. They tried to rally back. I'm talking about the Nets now from the third quarter, putting the pressure on them, running 10-0. But it just wasn't enough. And even towards the final quarter, James Harden and Kevin Durant had to be rested by Coach Steve Nash, waiting for Game 7. We'll see what's going to happen in that one. Everyone will be waiting, anticipating to see what will happen. Let's listen to KD and James Harden, what they had to say after losing Game 6.
We did bounce back, actually. We were down 4 a couple times, and they pushed it up. I mean, they responded after every run we made, and we got to give them credit for that. But I think we were down early. We got ourselves back into the game. We were down like 12-15, and then we got back, cut it. It was 82-77. Then we found the three-point shooter, and that's when they kind of took control. So I felt like we were right there. We just couldn't get over the hump.
With everything we've dealt and been through, we have the second seed for this particular reason. And, we just got to go out there and hoop at home. One game.
Right, let's look at the top performance here today. Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course, he had 30 points, 70 rebounds, and 3 assists on the night. He was aggressive. I mean, he was just unplayable. But then, no attempt on 3 points. Okay, let's move on to the other player on the night, Chris Middleton. He had 38 points, 10 rebounds. This is what we want to see from Chris Middleton, because anytime he plays so well, and even if Giannis is not putting up to 40 points, you know that, yes, they will win. As for Chris Middleton, he had 38 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Okay, we'll leave Chris Middleton and go to the next player, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had 32 points on the night, 11 rebounds, and, of course, 3 assists on the night. Joe Holiday and PJ Tucker, I'm sure in Game 7, this guy would just have to be wary of them because of what they did to him. Just kind of not letting him shoot anything, not even from 3 points range. Yes, I mentioned Chris Middleton earlier. There you have him, 38, 10, and 5. He got the best. I mean, that's a career high. He has never done 38 before in an NBA playoff. So he's living up to the billings, and he's proving critics wrong who keep saying that when it comes to the playoffs, it's kind of cold. But right now, he's staying hot. I have Rotimi with me. Rotimi Akindele is sport journalist with me this morning. Rotimi, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning. Good morning, Cece.
You expected me to say 3-in-1, right?
I just don't like the first tag, but it's fine.
Rotimi Akindele.
No, the first tag. But it's all right. Don't worry, I'll tell you all the air.
Okay, you don't like
good morning.
sports journalist there,
Good morning.
right?
Good to be here.
Broadcaster, right? Okay. Okay. Now, quickly, just touch a little bit on the NBA. I mean,
Yep.
The Bucks forcing that Game 7.
Well, it was as expected. I mean, if you look at the running or the run-up to that particular game, you probably would have told yourself, if they can keep a KD silent, you don't have a fit James Harden, Kyrie Irving is out.
Good.
Bucks, if they get their hacks right and are more composed, should be able to get something. They did that in Game 5. Somehow, they pressed the self-destructive button, and then they lost that game. Yesterday's game, I mean, we saw it again. They really knew they had to win. And then they didn't mind the court they were playing on. They just went out. Giannis, Middleton, like you mentioned, Tucker, And at some point, going into Game 6, everyone was saying, including most of us,
Yeah.
that at this point, Giannis should just look up to KD and like, I want to guard you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even
I'm
if the
going
coach
to
is
be
not
the man
telling
on
him
you.
to do that.
The coach doesn't have to tell you that. So you know that's just star man. You know what you have to do to probably frustrate him and, get him to be in balance all
Yeah.
through. And somehow, yes, they work together. It's worked this time around. From 49 points in Game 5, it was limited to 38 points, talking about KD. In
32.
Game 7, is it 38 or 32? 32 points. So in Game 7, it simply means the advantage is with the Bucks.
Yeah.
First, they're playing on their own court.
Home court.
And then if they can keep KD out, then that means the Bucks will go into the final. It's going to be shocking, but we all knew that this particular fixture, it's 50-50, and it's always delicately poised, and he's living up to it.
Living up to it. Kyrie Irving, will he be fit for Game 7? That's something we need to
Well,
find
we're
out.
hearing that he might come back.
He might come
For
back.
Game 7.
So if he's
But
there, then
what if we
supplements-
see? What if we see that sort of James Harden appearance in Game 5 from Kyrie Irving in Game 7?
Okay. All right. Let's leave it at that, right?
Let's just wait for Game 7.
Wait for Game 7. All right, quickly, you still have we'll leave the NBA and just go to what's happening right now in Lagos, the Olympic trials. I can't remember the last time Lagosians have the opportunity to witness the Olympic trials. It's been Calabar, Asaba, Abuja, Kaduna, Djibouti, so across the country. But right now, all the top athletes, except, Raymond and Divine Oduduru, they are the ones that are not here. But all of them, from Blessing Okagbare to Tobiloba Amusan to... How many names can I mention? There's so many. Yes, that's I'm trying to. My brain is kind of plenty now. Now, Blessing Okagbare living up to the billings. Of course, she came on and just shock everyone. Not really shocking everyone. I mean, she's been doing sub 11 since the beginning of the season, so it's not really a shocker for all of us. But that time she won. Why wait? Come on. I'm like, okay.
Well,
where do we start from?
It's there. It's like it's like a template. So you always know that there will be the wind assisted timing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to wait a few seconds or a few minutes, as it were,
even
to get the
few
legal
hours.
time. No, not a few hours. And then get the legal time.
time.
Yeah. So, yes, at that point, everybody was excited. That would have been probably the best time this year.
Yes.
Because Shelly Ann, for surprise, some weeks ago, did 10.63.
Yeah.
And then she shot up to the number one, the fastest in the world. So imagine a 10.62 had stood.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been blessing everybody
Yeah.
singing about. But after the checks and all, the legal time still has 10.63.
Yeah.
She's just joint, what? Did I say joint?
Yeah,
Fastest
joint.
woman in the world this year
like
or this
it,
season
yeah.
in 100 meters. So it's really good. I mean, it's no surprise. Our technique has always been exceptional. There are a few times we've complained about maybe our slow start or not. Looks like this season she's worked a lot more on that.
it.
And now she's been consistent. I mean, speaking to her after the race, she was like, I've even lost count of how many times I've done a sub 11 this season. So it's pretty good for her. And I like the fact that Grace Coacher, Rosemary, and the other
Chukwuma,
that were looking up to her had the chance to
Blessing
be in a race with
Okudiran.
her.
Yeah.
Just like they say, Mama B's here. So she's here. I'm sure they've gained one or two
The
things.
social distance.
Exactly. That's unfair, but it's fine. And then everybody had to let's just take this same energy into the relays and see what we can get out of the relays. But it's pretty good to see a Blessing do this yesterday.
Now, just take a look at this drama. I mean, she didn't know that she ran 6 at the time. We thought it was 10.62, and then she fell on the ground. Her wig fell off. Of course, this is not the first time her wig is falling off.
No,
We've
we're
seen
used
that
to- we're
diamond
used to-
thing.
we're used
They used to, and she just didn't care. She was so excited because she was like, "Okay, this is the history. If not for the one plus
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
2.7,
if
even
it-
historic. Yeah, this is what we saw at the beginning, 10.62.
10.62.
We're like, okay, this is the fastest time. It would have been a
It
historic
would have been a
second-
new African record.
not just African record, world. Okay, yeah, could
And
have
then
been the
this
second
season,
fastest this season.
This season, it would have probably
world
shot
lead.
out to the first
Yeah, number one
in
in
the
the world in 100 meters.
just for this season, not world rankings. Because as I mentioned earlier, Shelly Ann had 10.63. But I mean, just like you said, it's not drama per se. If you're used to athletics, it's normal. So you have the time. and then just wait for the checks
Yes.
before you start
Celebration.
I mean,
I mean,
I
it
was
was
joking yesterday.
journalists who
Hey,
came to
wait.
him like,
Yeah, let's wait for VAR. Let's wait. You know, I just had to
well,
use
the
that
journalist
term
who came up
yesterday.
to her, so she thought maybe the time has been rectified.
Well,
I'm
the
like,
response
yeah,
from the crowd
yeah. Yes, also,
shared like, oh, look, did I, have I, and all that. And then you saw and I'm like, but for
Okay.
the few ones that you're like, hey,
Yeah, like,
take
let's
it easy.
wait, let's
Let's
wait.
wait. There has to be a check. So everybody's saying, oh, there's drama. Oh, drama. Well, I mean, someone said jokingly, I hope it was a joke,
Yeah.
why didn't they stop the race when the wind was blowing? I'm like,
okay, you know what?
Yeah,
Before we
exactly,
get hear more unrealistic
Exactly.
reasons, let's listen to her. You were saying that, you know, her start is better now. She said she had
Yeah.
to change, coaching and her technique, everything had to change. And that's the reason she's been so successful this year.
First, I switched coach. I went to a new coach, and our goal was keeping me fit and ready. But they had to actually try to get me healthy. The last 5 years, I've been struggling with injury, like crazy injuries, health problems that I don't know where they're coming from. So they had to actually take care of that first. But above all, the team that I have last year I didn't run because they started preparing me from last year. They believe so much in my talent, and even though when people were saying she's older, she's done, but they believe so much in me that this girl has not even achieved what she's capable of. Because sometimes they ask me, like, how do you do it? I just smile. So they had to actually believe in me so much, and they had to get me healthy. I'm not 100% yet, but they've been doing a great job. For me, I have to be patient with everything because sometimes I'm like, it's not working. But, I had to be patient with them. Twitch coach, people that they don't care I'm feeling that moment. They want result and they're doing everything they can. And that has actually boosted my confidence. Health I'm healthier, I'm stronger, I'm fitter, and I take that into the race. So sometimes some of the race, they don't come, the results don't come like I expect them. But it's something called trusting the process. So my coach is like, stop beating yourself up. It's going to come. So it's going to come. This is one of them today, honestly, because when I texted him after this it's like, shut up, stop whining, go get on that race and blast it. I'm like, I just said, yes, sir. That's all I said. So I've been healthier. I have a team that, they trust that I can actually do it. And that has actually boosted my confidence. And above all, God has been great. I can honestly, I don't know, but he's been great. He's been sustaining me. When I get out there, it's just me, execute and stay focused. And I trust that I'm healthier, I can go, I can do certain things, and I just do what I have to do. And the results come sometimes and they don't come. And today is it's one of the days that I honestly want every day to be like this. And I'm really grateful to God.
Yeah, man, she's so excited about that. We need to go on a break. When we come back, we should be talking about the 100 meters where you have Enoch Adegoke. He has qualified for the Olympics, becoming the 12th Nigerian to qualify when it comes to track and field events. Yes, Enoch Adegoke. He's the latest Nigerian to qualify for the Olympics. Here we have 12 athletes now, as official, that we have that qualified for the Olympics. I'm talking about track and field, of course. So 100 meters now, you have him. You also have Divine Oduduru. So it's getting better and better there. Now, for Enoch Adegoke, his time at first, we thought it was 9 points. Yeah, this was the semis, yeah? This was the semis where he dusted everyone. It took it 10.05. That was all we saw then. It was rounded up to 10.06. So it was really upset because he said he didn't qualify for the Olympics. I like, okay, this is not Olympic qualification standard because the Olympic qualification standard is 10.05. And then he now waited for the main race. This is the main race. And just look at the strong field. Sheye was there. Brume was there. Then you also have Ushe Shakiri was there. Then Jerry Jakwa. I mean, strong field. And this guy came out tops. Even Alaba didn't even finish. So he came out tops. And first was 9.97. It's like, okay, running it up to 10 seconds. Yes, he has qualified for the Olympics. That's the longest shot for him.
Yeah, a brilliant one. And then, of course, 9.97 at first.
Yeah.
And then after the checks.
Yeah, of course.
To ascertain the legal time, it got 10.00. Just like you said, qualification time was 10.05 for the Olympics. So it's a good one for Enoch. Speaking with him afterwards, I mean, he had to thank everybody, from his coach to his
Everyone
team, to everybody that, he's finally achieved that Olympic qualification. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The good thing is, Sisi, the guys that finished just after him, they had their seconds pretty close as well. Yeah. So it simply means if you have more races, which we would have, before June 29th, which is the deadline date, for qualification, I think we might just have a lot more Nigerians qualify for the Olympics.
That's what we
How
want.
well we can now, harness them as a team and push them to medals, bronze, silver, gold, is another thing when we get to the Olympics. But it's good that all this is being put together, and then you can have athletes, individual athletes, pick up their Olympic times. Like I said off the air, I'm really particular about the relays.
Yeah.
We've blown our chances before. We have a chance. We have that grace period to correct it. So we'll just wait till Sunday. Hopefully the other countries will come in, and then we can have down. So that's where my eyes are. But for Enoch, brilliant. For the other female sprinters that have qualified, fine as well. For the guys that are yet to qualify, they still have that. They have like 2-3 more windows.
More windows,
Yeah, so I'm sure by the end of the day, after June 29th, we should have a strong cast. I'm hoping we can have a strong cast of track and field athletes that will go to Tokyo and represent as well.
I'm hoping for that too. All right, let's listen to talking about the man of the moment now, Enoch Adegoke, talking about this race.
Well, the first thing I would say is that I have to wait for a time like this. It's been something I've been looking up to for a long period of time. And to be sincere with ourselves, God's timing is best. It's surely the best. No, I ran 10.05 some month ago. Yeah. It was windy dead. Yeah. Today, I ran 10.06 in the heat, and I was like, God, what's going on? But then God actually told me, God spoke to me that I will win, and I will run the standard, and it happened. Well, to be sincere, I would say these guys pushed me. They really pushed me. And knowing, having it at the back of my mind, I'm running with fast guys and not just any other person. I knew I had to give my all. And to be sincere, I was very happy. And I had to control myself before the race not to be overtensed. Well, going to the Olympics, let's trust God for the best. My targets, I trust God Nigeria will qualify for the release. And I trust God I would have medals in every event I will participate.
That's a hope for Enoch Adegoke. Amen to that also.
One of the things Enoch said for Olympics is that he's not going to be doing the 200 meters. So I think he's fully focused
on the 100
meters and then the relays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shea Ogunle will finish a third in that race. And also, of course, you have Ishakiri Osharishe also finishing the second. Osharishe hasn't even had good timing, especially at the National Sport Festival. But right now, he's running fast. Everything is clicking for him going into the Olympics. I spoke with him and also Shea Ogunle how they felt after that race, finishing second and third, respectively.
I feel good. That's why I'm happy, because it's been, it's been a roller coaster. It's been from injuries to sickness, it's been really something else. So coming back and getting a season's best close to my PB, I'm happy. I'm happy because I've done 2 seasons best last 2 weeks. I did 10-1 and now I'm doing 10-0. So I'm really happy, really happy. So hopefully before the Olympics we get the ball rolling. I would say it's getting there, and I'm really happy that it's clicking towards the Olympics. I'm happy that with each race it's coming, the times are dropping. I'm really happy. It's insane because I was stuck in a place for so long and now I'm getting it and I'm really happy. From the Olympics, it's going to be a banger. I feel so, because getting it like this, so we can just fold our hands and watch how the ball rolls till the Olympics, because my performance, as I said, I don't know how I do it, but it comes, and I just hope it keeps coming all on God. God knows how he does it, and I just keep hoping on God for each performance. That's how I've been doing it, and that's how I keep doing it.
It's been good, man. It's been good. To be able to come out here and do what we did today, it's awesome, man. Nigerian sprinting is in a different place, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of the guys. We need support, man. If you support us, trust me, anything can happen. We have the same legs, the same head, like every other person in the world. Just support us, and trust me, man, sky's the limit. It's awesome, man. I can't complain. I can't be too greedy. I just have to go back, rest, recover, and try and go again.
Yeah, I hope you don't pull up something.
I hope so. When I was running, when I got up in the race, I felt like a little bit of cramp, but listen, man, I can't complain. I'm grateful to God for this opportunity. I'm running the fastest I've ever run in my life here, so.
Yeah, Shea, his time was 10.11 seconds. And for Shorishe, his was 10.07 second. So second and third, respectively. For the, yeah, you were going to say something? For the
Before, yeah.
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Let's just leave it there.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
For the women, I mean, I was going to talk about Grace Nwankocha and, of course, talking about Rosemary. Running against Blessing Okagbare for them was really an inspiration, especially in the 100 meters and the time they were able to put up in the race. Let's listen to them.
You know, she's tall, I'm short, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just hard work. I need to put more work to run like her, and I believe very soon. Me and Grace will run like her very soon. With the time she ran and we followed her, I know we made the Olympic standard. I feel great. I can't wait to go to the Olympics. I just want to go there and do my best, that's all. Well, I just had to try my best and I think I did better. Wow, it's a wonderful experience and I'm happy she's here. So happy for that.
And that was Grace was speaking, okay, but then it's Grace Nwankocha. She also she finished third in that race. Clearly not happy with the race, but then she has qualified for the Olympics already. Now, quickly, Chukwuebuka Enekweche is another athlete who is here, shot put, I mean, Commonwealth champions, All African Games champions, and also African Senior Championships, a champion. Also, Chukwuebuka, he's here. He has qualified for the Olympics already, but he's just here to have fun and also, you know, keep clicking for the Olympics.
Yeah, because, I mean, beyond all of the individual artists, you need that bonding with Team Nigeria. Yeah, so, I mean, if everybody says, oh, I've qualified, I don't have to come for the AFN trials, it doesn't bode well for anyone. So I think the bonding is important, and that's why everyone, like we said, currently in Lagos. And it's understandable why they're in Lagos anyway. Of course, and then just the two you mentioned, Divine and Raymond, who are not here. So it's fine. It's the official AFN trials. Whether you've qualified or not, at least come and try and encourage those that are yet to qualify. But that team bonding is key for me going to Tokyo. I think that's why all of these guys are here. And it's really, really good to see almost all of them.
Yeah,
We've not seen them in years. You know,
Shade is also around. There's so many of them. Annette is also around too. I mean, she's qualified for the Olympics in hammer throw, broken African record 4 times this year already. She's also around for her events. Let's listen to Chukwuebuka talking about, you know, coming down here and competing for Nigeria.
Oh, it's always a party. That's the main reason. I've already qualified for the Olympics. I threw the qualifier July 2019. So the big deal coming here is compete in Nigeria, see some of the fans, see my friends, see some old faces, and have a good time. I feel very good. And if you watch the progression over the season, it's, you know, several centimeters farther each meeting. So I think it's showing my fitness, and by the time we get to the Olympics, hopefully I'll be even better. Big relief, because in 2016 I missed it by 5 centimeters. I needed 2050, I threw 2045. So it stung me and I had to train for 4 more years. Then COVID happened, that makes it 5 years. And it kept playing with me mentally. So now that I see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's a big relief. So I want to train properly, be mentally ready, be physically ready, do my best, and then whatever I get, I'll be grateful.
He will be gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games 2018, right? And Asaba Senior Championship, he won a gold medal in shot put, and also World African Games, another gold medal. We just have the Olympics to add to it for him to actually complete it.
Any medal, any medal will do good. Gold, silver, bronze, we'll take anyone.
It will take anyone.
Yeah.
All right, let's leave it. The event trials will continue today at Yaba Tech. More events will be coming up. The 200 meters final, the 100 meters hurdles for women, where Tobiloba Musa will be thinking of how she can break world record by Gloria Alozie. I saw both of them yesterday, just chatting. Maybe she's telling her that she wants to break her record. Also, the 400 meters men and women finals will also be taking place today. We'll bring you more updates as the trials continues in Lagos. Okay, we'll leave track and field and quickly go to football. We'll start with Nigeria Professional Football League. The game decided yesterday between Eimba and Rangers. Eimba won 2-1. So Eimba, their game in hand right now. They are winning it. When the league was on break, they couldn't win most of that. But right now, they are winning it. But I will not be talking about MPFL alone with Rotimi Akindele. Favor will be joining me. Favor Ito, a sport journalist from Uyo, will be joining me this morning. Favor, good morning. It's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Cecilia. Actually, Port Harcourt. not
Port
Uyo.
Harcourt. Why do I always keep messing it? Okay, yeah, you switch over to Wazobia FM.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the
Yeah, of
reason for
course,
leaving the U
Wazobia, yeah.
to Port Harcourt. It's great to have you join me this morning. Now, the game between Eimba and Rangers, quickly on that.
Very interesting encounter we witnessed in Aba yesterday. For the first goal, it came in. The first two goals came in between space of 5-6 minutes. Victor Bauma scoring 4 goals in 5 matches for the team. He was instrumental, but then Rangers came back to draw level, but not until, of course, Anayo Iwala, the Super Eagles player, who, of course, made the first assist to Victor Bauma, also assisted Cyril Isema, who also buried. And, we're expecting more goals in the second half, but only for us to see a goalless second half. But then Oriental derbies that you expect fireworks, you expect it to be keenly contested. But then we saw the two sides, Fatah Osho, who needed this win, to come back after the loss away from home to Katsina United. So it was a very good way to come back. And then outstanding matches, they're trying to get something out of it. For Eimba, they would look at what has happened in the CAF Provisions Cup, put it behind them and try to pick up the points and then see if they can push up to the promise keepers, Aqua United, who are already top of the table. So it was a good way to get back to anyways in Aba, and they still have 2 more outstandings. For Rangers, yes, they were able to whitewash Sunshine Stars at the Cathedral in Enugu, but then they didn't come out smoking. Israel Abia, of course, returning to the team. Femi Ajayi, who haven't played for a while in the Rangers side, coming back. But one man I must say that caught my attention yesterday has to be Somari Alalibo, who moved from Takada FC to Eimba International. He was given an opportunity to play the defense yesterday. He was fantastic, resolute in the defense, and then not forgetting also for what he was able to do. So Eimba, good one for them. I mean, they are now 44 points and just currently right there, 6th position, and they'll look at what they can get with their remaining 2 outstanding matches. One of them is Abia Warriors, the other is Kwara United. One of them is away, then Kwara United. 2 difficult fixtures for them, but you may never expect, you see what happens.
You can take that off them. We'll see if they can be able to win that. Let's quickly run through the games for this weekend. Starting with Eimba will be up against Nasarawa United. They'll be playing at home. You also have Rivers United and Katsina, Aqua United and Adamawa United, Jigawa Golden Stars and Kano Pillars, Ifeanyi and Heartland, MFM and Wiki Tourists, Lobby Stars and Kwara United, Sunshine Stars and Abia Warriors, Dakada and Rangers International. Rotimi, quickly, this one, which will get you talking. Do you talk about Dakada, Rangers, Sunshines, or Abia Warriors, Lobby Stars, Kwara United? Or you want to go to Eimba and Nasarawa? Yes.
Well, I think the one that should interest us should be Rivers United and Katsina United. So the good news from there is that their coach is back. Of course, so that means we won't see that game being postponed or something. And then let's see their response psychologically. Are they in the right frame of mind to go all out and get all 3 points? Yes, it's Katsina United. Probably not a hard nut to crack for them, but are they mentally stable to see out that game? I think that will be the big one, the big question that Rivers United have to answer this weekend. But for MFM again, yes, playing at home against Wiki Tourist, let's go back to winning ways. That should be the target for MFM. Eimba, this win yesterday over Rangers should support them to go on and beat Nasarawa. And just like Favor mentioned, you've got 2 difficult outstanding games, Abia Warriors and Kwara United. So you want to take advantage of fixtures like Nasarawa United and then go ahead and play. I feel the Lobby Stars Kwara United game will be very exciting as well. Should be a tough one. I won't be surprised if Kwara gets a draw, but I think Lobby will do all they can to get all 3 points.
Interesting. For you, Favor, which one are you picking? I'm looking at Eimba, Nasarawa United. You talked about Eimba, the fact that, yes, Rotimi also mentioned it, they have 2 outstanding games. So whatever games they're playing now, outside the outstanding, they also need to get more points to see if they can maybe win the league title this season. Can you unmute yourself? I can't hear you. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's clear.
All right. The game between Nasarawa United and Eimba will be very interesting. Knowing fully well that the highest goal scorer right now is in the Nasarawa United team. Silas Wankwo has gotten 11 goals. And if on the Eimba side, who barely scored more than a goal, I mean, you get to see Eimba win 2-1, 1-0. I mean, it's been a while they've scored 2 goals. While Nasarawa United are free scorers, they've got quality in their mix, and they would come out, and they've also shown that they've got the nerve to get points away from home. It's going to be very, very difficult for Enyimba International, who, when you want to look at the goals coming to Enyimba, you look at maybe it's coming from Victor Mbama. If Victor Mbama is not scoring, you look at maybe Tosi Omoyele, who would come from the bench sometimes. So it's really a worry for the Aba Elephants. I mean, they've not been scoring lots of goals compared to Nasarawa United, who are free scorers. So you expect Nasarawa United to take the game to them. I've watched Nasarawa United live this season when they played Rivers United. They play very good football. I mean, they put the ball on the ground. They know how to knock the ball. And a pitch like the Enyimba International Stadium in Aba to give Nasarawa United that opportunity to, want to drive. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game. For Nasarawa United, they're currently on 48 points. So they're also looking at, topping the table, or probably catching up with the likes of Kano Pillars and Akwa United. While for Enyimba, they know a win at home will count for them. But then they've not made their home a fortress. I mean, we've seen teams go to Enyimba, pick points. We've seen teams even score first. Jigawa Golden Stars also have tried to do some magic in Aba, which will show you that the defense line of Enyimba, they've not been very, very fantastic. When you look at what they've considered this season, they've considered 24 goals this season, compared to Nasarawa United, who are also looking at how they've considered. They've also been able to do lots in that defense. So that fixture will be very, very interesting. Why for the top of the table clash? I mean, for the first and the second, I feel Akwa United will do the needful against Adamawa United. And Kano Pillars, I fancy them to get a point away from home against Jigawa Golden Stars. It's going to be a short trip for them, knowing fully well that they are good travelers in the north. So they would want to also see how they can pick points. Yima Wangwa started scoring. And Rabi Ali, the highest goal scorer currently for Kano Pillars with 10 goals. So you expect them to also pick points away from home. But I think Akwa United will fancy this one this time around. So it's going to be an interesting fixture this weekend. But that's where I'll be looking at. Nasarawa United, Enyimba, not forgetting the tables, top of the table. And the Rivers United against Katsina, they would want to win for their coach, who has just been released, we hear. So it's going to be a very good one playing at home. But Katsina United, don't take anything away from them. Samuel Oshiri is scoring at the moment. We have some players who are also doing a lot for Katsina United. So it's going to be a big game right here in Port Harcourt.
Right, we're waiting for that, and I believe you will be able to give us updates in that Port Harcourt game because you will be watching live, right?
Yeah, of course.
Quickly, let's just touch down on results from Euros last night before we go on a break. Just taking a look at what happened last night, where you have Kevin De Bruyne returning for the Belgian side. Of course, he orchestrated everything, scoring and also assisting in the game. Starting with Group D, result from Euros 2020. Group D, Croatia. We talked about the result first. Okay, starting from Group B, where you have Denmark and Belgium. Belgium beating Denmark 2-1. Ukraine and North Macedonia 2-1. Netherlands and Austria 2-0. It ended. But we need to go on a break. When we come back, we'll have a comprehensive review of what went down, especially the game between Belgium and Denmark, where they had to stop for 10 minutes into the game to actually recognize, or rather give an applause for Christian Eriksen, who actually collapsed when they were playing against Finland in the opening game. Welcome back. I still have a favor with me. A favor quickly, Belgium and Denmark, that game, the way it went, it was expected, of course, going to be Belgium. You don't expect them to lose against Denmark, especially Denmark, who are still emotional. Though Christian Eriksen is fine now, he's better responding to treatment, but it was an emotional one for them again.
Yeah, you took the word out of my mouth. Emotional game for both sides, not just for Denmark alone. I mean, we saw tributes being sent to Christian Eriksen by lots of persons, sports persons. And then for that particular game, Denmark wanted to win for Christian Eriksen. For Belgium, they know a win for them will take them into the round of 16. It was quite tense, knowing fully well that it was played at the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen. And then we saw how Denmark came into the game. They didn't allow Belgium, play their normal free-flowing football. They took the game to the Belgians and they got a goal. In that particular courtesy of a person who happened to be the second fastest goal in the Euro history. And then afterwards, it seems the formation or the players were not clicking for Roberto Martinez. And then Dries Mertens was the culprit. He was taken out. And then we saw what Kevin De Bruyne brought into the party. The Belgian side began to open play, and then we could see the 1-2 touches. I felt the Denmark side did not, utilize or did not create enough chances or utilize their chances, as we saw Thibaut Courtois, making some saves. And then Romelu Lukaku after Kier had done a lot to cage Romelu Lukaku, but somehow the beast in Lukaku came out, and we saw what he did. He was able to arrange the goal that allowed Torgan Hazard to score the equalizer. Then just minutes later, Kevin De Bruyne, he was missed in the first game. No supplies coming as much as he would have come to Romelu Lukaku. We saw what Kevin De Bruyne did yesterday. It showed why his brilliance is needed in that team, why he played quality games, why he was instrumental also for the Manchester City side. And we saw that being played yesterday. So the Belgian side, the bookmakers gave them, pleased them to go ahead of Denmark. And they know already that we are the world champions. Not world champions per se, but the number one in the world. So they needed to come out to the party. They needed to bring something extraordinary. And I think the last game for Dries Mertens was yesterday, because going forward, we might get to see Kevin De Bruyne and other players coming to the party. And then Witsel getting his first game yesterday was also instrumental for the team. So fantastic win for them away from home. They've won 2 games away from home, even though, of course, we know how it is in the Euros right now. They won in Russia, now they've won in Denmark, and they'll be looking forward to, sealing the group. So that's a very true. But Denmark can still qualify. If Denmark win their last game and win +2 goals, they win. They have -2 right now. If they win more than 2 goals, I hope that Belgium will win their last game. They could qualify also. So it's not done and dusted for them. But at the end of the day, it was that moment of emotions at the 10th minute where the ball was kicked out, and then tributes were paid to applause to Christian Eriksen. That was very, very emotional. It showed you that sometimes in football, it's not just about playing for your country alone, but at a point in time, you need to also think about the next man on the field of play. And that was what we saw yesterday. But good win for the Red Devils. They showed once again why they are number one in the world.
Yeah, interesting. Before I let you go quickly, concerning Netherlands, the coach Frank de Boer is saying that they need to actually grow into Euros, knowing that they are one of the favorites. Of course, they qualify for the knockout stage, and that's the reason he's talking like that. How far do you think they can go in the tournament?
For a team like Netherlands, who has missed 2 Euros, talking about 2012 and 2016. Yeah. The last time they were in the Euros was in 2008. So they know what it means to appear again. And we could see what they did in the first game. We saw Jorginho Wijnaldum, being the captain of the side. He was very instrumental. And then one player who has been outstanding for the Orange Boys has to be Dumfries. The man who plays right back. And the formation used by Frank de Boer has really helped them. Playing 5-3-2, and then the wing backs also supporting the attack. Talking about Dumfries, has been fantastic for them. How far they can go, I think they can get to the semi-finals of this tournament. They are very compact. They don't concede like that. They are and then Memphis Depay coming into the party, not also forgetting other players in the team. They are very physical. They're very solid, and they have good wing backs. Van Aanholt is also at the other side, who can also send in the crosses. And then I think the Netherlands will go far in this tournament. They've shown that they can go, they can walk, and then their formation is working for them, despite criticisms to that particular formation. Yeah. But so far, so good. They've been able to make something count for them.
All right, Favor, thank you so much for joining me this morning to talk sports.
Thank you very much, Cecilia. Nice having me.
All right, have a great day. Rotimi, yes, you're here. Okay. Quickly, the Netherlands, Memphis Depay, he scored, he missed the penalty, but it was a great game for them. You say he scored the penalty, but he missed some sitter. I saw some very close range. I'm like, that's more like miss of the tournament.
Those kind of things usually happens in tournaments. But then again, for the Dutch side, they know they stand a good chance of qualifying from this group.
Yeah.
So, it's really, really playing out that way. First off, against Ukraine, they got a 3-2 win. And now against Austria, of course, we all knew from the start that Netherlands should qualify alongside one of Ukraine or Austria. And if any other person, if any team would get extra lucky, there's a word like that, then should qualify third as one of the best losers or something, if it's enough. So it's not bad. 2 wins from 2, pretty, very good for Frank de Boer, despite all the criticisms before the start of the Euros.
Their opening game.
Can they go very far? That's a big question. And I don't see the Dutch team going past the quarterfinals, because I feel by the time they start to play, some of the elite teams now in court.
So Netherlands is no longer elite.
For now, see, it's just like Favor mentioned earlier, they're just coming back into a major tournament for the first time in a while. So you ask yourself, tactically, are they as sound as probably the Belgians, the Portuguese, the Italians, and all of that? So you ask all this question. I feel they can go far, maybe the last stage, but then the luck of football might just pop up again, and then you see them go all the way. But I feel there's still one or two things, to make them a solid side, like we're seeing the Belgians.
Okay.
It's a different ball game when it comes to the Belgians. I mean, you saw what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
First 45 minutes was just there.
Yeah.
And then they brought on that man.
Of course.
That was not supposedly fit. Okay.
I'm like, is he just coming back from injury? I was asking the question. I was asking myself, is this guy coming back from injury? It was everywhere. Okay.
I don't know. Those guys are just something else.
Yeah, there's something else. Okay, quickly, games for today, if we have time. Croatia and Czech Republic in Group D. England and Scotland will also be in action. Group E, have Sweden and Slovakia will also be in action. Group D and Group E, some of the games to look out for today. Especially England and Scotland will be playing against each other.
That's a derby, though. More like a derby.
But we already know who is favorites to win.
Okay. This kind of games usually, it might just be like what we usually say, potential banana skin. For the three Lions. It might end in a draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to look at the papers
Play
right
for
now.
pride.
Okay.
That's what they probably
That's
be telling
what the
themselves.
Scottish should do, right?
Exactly.
Okay. They lost the opening game, right?
But they might just be spoilers.
Okay. Sporting Sun. So with that, Chukwueze for Arsenal move. That's on Sporting Sun. That's great if it happens. 6 Chelsea players poised to follow.
Why is it great if it happens? It's Arsenal.
It's Arsenal. He's leaving Villarreal. He's coming to England. It's because he's coming
Arsenal.
to England. No, the fact that he's leaving
it's
Spain
because
to England,
not
I think
that
that's
he's
the
going to
difference
Arsenal.
here. Because no matter what you will say, the English Premier League is more popular in Nigeria than the Spanish League, no matter what you're going to say about that. Except you're playing in Real Madrid or Barcelona, that's when you're like, top them. Okay.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
I'm not, but I'm just saying he's coming to England. Moving on from that, I mean, 6 players are following the way of Tomorrow is out. I mean, he's been 25 million quid. That's what he's for. Okay. That's what I'll take from this one. Sporting Life. Yes, Sporting Life here. A tearful, Sergio Ramos bid farewell to Real Madrid. Yes, I'm happy this is actually here because I feel Real Madrid are just a selfish team who would never recognize who their heroes are. This guy won how many Champions League for them, and he put a deal on the table. Okay, I finally agreed to sign the deal, and he said, "Oh, the deal is out. I mean, it's no longer available for you to sign." Come on, he's their captain. Okay.
I'm upset. So
you're upset. You said, thank you, I'm on the same page. Because some people have been telling me, come on now, hey, why didn't he sign at the time he was asked to sign? How can you give him 1 year extension, then pay cut? He said, okay, let me think about it. He wasn't signing. And then when he decided...
Thanks to Perez. We'll still keep supporting the team.
Okay. All right, let's leave that. Complete Sports is the final one this morning. And Complete Sports, we have a Sparta Moscow is offering 16 million quid for Sadiq Kumar. That's a great one. He should go, right?
I don't think so. That's Russia.
Okay. And this one, Ericsson, to be fitted with heart implants. Yes, that's the way it's going to go. So anytime it's going to trigger, he gets... All right. Thank you so much, Rotimi, for coming on the program.
Many thanks. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a fantastic weekend.